Hey guys, today I have lots to do. I gotta go make a return at Sephora and God knows that's gonna take forever because I'll be at the mall. So anyways, we're making chicken tonight. And the easiest way to make chicken is my way. So good, delicious, moist chicken that is. So I freeze my chicken because I don't have time to go to the grocery store every day. I don't know who does. So I have frozen chicken lined up in there. It is free range, organic, boneless, skinless chicken breasts because boneless, skinless chicken breasts are the leanest part of the chicken, as far as I know. So anyways, I take them out of this container to defrost because for some reason these containers are very insulated, and if I leave this sitting on the counter or in the sink, it does not defrost in one day. So I always take it out and put it in a Ziploc bag like so, and then I set it in the sink, and usually in a few hours it's fully defrosted. So this one's been out since 6 this morning. It's 10 now and it's defrosted, but I'll show you another method I use if I've forgotten to take it out first thing in the morning. I get a mixing bowl, I fill this with lukewarm water, and then I set the Ziploc bag into it, and that will help it defrost a little bit quicker usually. Yeah. So anyways, I will give you one hint, and this is like one of my pet peeves. I do not ever do it. I never defrost anything in the microwave. Don't do it, because I know it says defrost, but for some reason it always ruins the meat. It semi-cooks it, or it makes it tough and funny. I just do not use that at all. So you need to plan ahead. You need to defrost first thing in the morning if you're making chicken. If you're making a bigger cut of meat like a beef or a roast or something like that, I would suggest putting it out the night before because that takes a little bit longer to defrost. So yeah, chicken first thing in the morning, you're usually pretty good. Ew, I think I made a hole in this bag. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, do not defrost, plan ahead, stick it in a Ziploc baggie. We're good to go, and I am gonna stick this in the refrigerator, in this bowl obviously since there's a hole in it. And when I get back from Sephora, I'm gonna start making chicken, and I will show you how easy and ridiculously simple it is to make delicious, moist chicken. See you guys later. Do you guys want to see what I'm taking back to Sephora? Of course you do. So anyways, you know I used to always use the Smashbox contouring palette, you know, the one with the 3 colors. It's a classic. Everybody's seen it. So anyways, I do not like the contouring color in that palette. It's way muddy on me, especially during these winter months when I'm a little more pale. So I decided to upgrade. I don't know if it's an upgrade, but I bought Marc Jacobs Instamark, his contouring palette, and these colors look quite lovely at first glance. I'm not so sure about this color. This still looks pretty muddy to me, but I fell in love with this banana looking color over here. But I discovered this. This is why my contouring was looking crappy, and this is why. I rubbed these colors and did a little test here. First of all, barely any pigmentation whatsoever. If you rub on a contouring color, you should have a big old brown stripe going down your arm right now, okay? Because you put it on, you blend it out, you should be able to see the lines to begin with, and after some blending, it should look good. Now, I put these on, they're barely there, right? Okay, now let's pretend I just blended these a little bit, or I wore it during the day. Completely gone. That is what is wrong with this palette. So this is so going back. Yeah, I was wondering why every day I was contouring my nose and I was like, look okay, and as soon as I blended out my makeup a little bit, no contouring whatsoever, gone. So this palette is now gone. Okay, so we're gonna go back. I'll probably just buy another Smashbox, but no, I'm not gonna go back there. I hated that contouring color. I hated it. It's so muddy and gross. I gotta find something else. So any suggestions, you guys? Any contouring palettes? Doesn't have like a horrible muddy color, and do not suggest to me one of those contouring palettes that are like this big and have like 20 colors in it, because I don't roll like that, okay? I do not buy palettes that have a color like, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not gonna be doing makeup for like people with like 50 shades of, you know, skin tone, so I don't need that many. I just want a simple palette that has like 2 colors, or maybe just a bronzer that's really good, that contours well, and then a highlighter maybe? I don't know. So anyways, that's my dilemma right now, and that's why I'm on my way to Sephora. See you guys in a few. All right, you guys, let's finish making this chicken. Okay, so had a fun little trip at the mall. Got myself a new contouring palette today. Maybe I'll show you guys that later. But right now we're making chicken. And the first step to making good tender chicken, you guys, is you gotta beat it. Okay, so you may have seen one of these at your grandma's house before. Yes, you gotta get one of these, you guys. You will not believe how this changes a piece of chicken from tough to just succulent and juicy. So here we go. I have a paper plate on here, by the way, just because I don't like beating a piece of raw, gross chicken into my cutting board. Ew. So here we go. Watch your fingers, by the way. Turn her over. Took me a long time to get used to this because I normally just, the thought of touching raw chicken grosses me out. But you'll see once you've tried this, it's well worth getting up close and personal with the chicken to get it just right. All right, I'm gonna go take a break for a second, wash my hands, clean off my mallet, and we'll get to the next step. All right, so I preheated my oven to 400 degrees. So that's preheating right now. And while that is getting ready for me, I'm gonna get my pan ready with my chicken. So I am using some, where's the front of this? Coconut oil spray, because that's just what I like. Martha Stewart would have you butter this dish and then massage the chicken with butter before you do all this, but hey, why don't we just spray it down and then, you know, save ourselves some steps and some massaging of the chicken. I mean, really. Okay, so I put this in here, the face side down first, because I want to, where's my salt and pepper? I want to salt the bottom side of this chicken first. That is a pink Himalayan salt, by the way. I don't know if that's focusing. Yes, it is. Alrighty. And then you can use any kind of seasoning that you prefer. I really like to use a seasoning, something like either this, focus please, Grill Mates Montreal chicken. I also like the roasted garlic, or is that really, honest to God, focusing? Because that'd be really embarrassing. Okay, so the roasted garlic and herb is really good, as well as the Montreal chicken. And sometimes, I don't know where I got this, you guys, and it's almost gone, so it may be really old, and that's embarrassing. This Simply Asia sweet ginger garlic. This is so good. It just all depends on what kind of dish you're making, really. If you want to use this in something and you don't want any competing flavors, I would just bypass this whole seasoning process and just use like salt and pepper. That would be a good idea. But I am serving this as is, so I'm going to use the roasted garlic and herb, because that one's my favorite. Now don't go crazy. I mean, you can quickly over season something, so we're just gonna, you know, do it like so. Then I'm gonna flip our little chicken friends over and do the same thing. I really like salt, by the way, so there you go. I usually go a little heavier on the top just because it makes it look better. All right, now, trick to making it just a little bit more juicy and tender than normal. I use this organic chicken broth. I keep this in my refrigerator. And we're going to pour that in there around our little chicken breasts, about halfway up the side of the chicken. So it's not like covering the chicken. We're still gonna get a nice like cooked top on this, but it's gonna be like taking a little warm jacuzzi bath in here while it bakes. Yum. Now there is one other thing that you can do to get this even more tender, but I don't like to do it usually if I'm going to serve the chicken just as is on a plate, because it makes the top look too, I don't know, fleshy. I like the top to be a little dry looking, even though my chicken comes out super tender. But you can cut out a piece of parchment paper like this, spray it with your spray and set that right on top of the chicken and cook just like that. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I will give a quick spray to the top of my chicken just because I like to. And lo and behold, we're all ready to go into the oven. And I'm going to cook these two pieces in this little square size pan for 25 to 26 minutes. That's about right. You can use a longer pan and do 4, and I would only add like 3 extra minutes for that. I think I've done it like that before and they came out just right. You might need to experiment with this a little bit, but for me, 400 degrees in the oven, baking for 26 minutes, it seems like they come out perfect every time. I don't even have to look. They're perfect. So let's get this in the oven. All right, there's our chicken all done. Now we're gonna cut it up and see how juicy it is. All right, what do you think, guys? Looks pretty good, okay? So let's cut it up and see how I did. Oh yes. Perfect. I almost don't even need this knife. I could probably just cut it with a fork, but you see how it just pulls away from itself. I'm just going to cut up here so I can look. See how pretty. See, no pink inside. Just all nice white pieces of beautiful, juicy chicken. Now, you could make a gravy for this out of the broth that was in that pan. If you add a little more broth and cover up the chicken a little more in it, and then add some, some cornstarch afterwards, you can make a nice little gravy for this chicken. But my husband wants a healthy meal today, so there, as you can see, there's no side. Just a little bit of grilled asparagus that I made asparagus parmesan. And looky there, all ready to eat. Thanks for watching, guys.